Hi, this is Camille from My Junk Journal Heaven. I have a project today. I'll show you what I've done. I made this, oops, and this isn't the way I planned it. Let's see here. This is my prototype. It's kind of a flip-flop tag situation. And then I figured this could be journaling space. And of course, there's tags in the little pockets. And the other side is the same way. Oh, there's no tag in that one. Oh well, it's the prototype. But I decided that I could make it instead of out of cardstock. I thought I could make it out of junk journal envelope or junk envelopes. We all have junk envelopes. Everybody has junk envelopes. Junk mail comes to everyone. So I'm going to take an envelope, and I want it to be, this is going to depend, your size is going to depend on your journal size, and excuse me, you're going to want it to be no taller than your journal pages. Mine are about 8 inches, and I think I want it just a little bit shorter than that. Let me get a pencil and mark it here. How long did I make this one? Yep, this one's 8 inches, so I'll go ahead and do the 8 inches. All right, and then I want it 4 inches across, then it's just about that. So I think I will leave it at that. So I only need to cut off this end piece. And actually, I think I've got a little twist in mind, so I think I'm going to cut off this other side before I glue down the one. I'm going to cut this piece just slightly. I'll make it exactly 4 inches across. Excuse me. Okay, so now I need to cover it, and I would like to cover it in something neutral that can be written on. I have this piece here. I don't know whether it'll work. First, I need to glue down this part of it. You can have one that's already glued down. You can use a new envelope if you want to. I just happen to have lots of junk mail envelopes, and having just got back from being gone for almost 8 weeks, I had plenty of junk mail. Okay, and I'm going to glue the end of it here. So I still have an opening here. Now I'm going to cover this. Oh, that's see-through. We don't want that. All right. Let's see here. Maybe I don't need it, so I can... Let me see if I can cover it with this. This will work. I'm going to have to cut off the edges of this first, the white edges. You could have it so you could journal on the base of it, which you could cover with a regular paper, but I think I'm just going to cover it with this one. And I'm going to get out my big cutter here. Oh, the light doesn't glare too much. It helps you see where you need to cut it. I love this cutter. It's called a Caterpillar Crop. And I have no idea where you can get one. I got it from an online craft thing that I saw. You could probably look it up if you're interested in it. It's it's big, but it's a great cutter. Okay, so let me get my envelope over here. And I want the open side over here. And there. Oh, good. It's going to cover it. All right, I think I'm just going to fold this in half then. And then we'll glue it down. So how's everybody? Hope everybody's good. No problems. Our weather's cooled down a little bit today. It's been a little cooler than it has been. I still have some coughing from my last few weeks of vacation coughing. But I'm doing better. And I'm feeling better. I went to water aerobics twice this week. About did me in. I haven't been for the last 2 months. I did some swimming in my daughter's pool, but swimming wasn't the same as doing the water aerobics. But I love doing it, and it gets me in good shape. I feel better when I do it than I do just doing nothing. I don't know whether this is going to work on this clear. Yeah, I guess it will. It's really gummy. Gummy gooey. All right. I'm going to flip it over and put it here on this side. Try and get it lined up so I don't have to cut or do anything. Well, maybe I want to wrap it around the bottom and the top. That might not be a bad idea to make it look a little bit better. All right. Spread that glue out. Now you can use any paper for this. You could use a magazine paper. You could use gift wrap. You could use almost anything. You could even keep the envelope white and it wouldn't matter. Cover it with construction paper even. There's so many options for things we can do with this, with these things. I am going to take a little snip out here and a little snip over here, and I'm going to get my guillotine and cut off some of this top part, since I'm going to wrap it around the ends so it is a little bit neater. I don't know that that matters, but I'm going to try and make it look good. Okay, a snip and a little V here. All right, I'm just going to fold this over and fold this over. And I'm going to glue those down with my art glitter glue. And this envelope is just plain white inside, so it really doesn't need any anything fancy. I hope this is going to work, my idea. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. We'll have to see. We will have to see if it works. All right, and I'm going to fold these up so I know where to fold them. I got that on there crooked, didn't I? Oh well. That's life. Okay. I'm gonna glue this down. And I'm gonna glue this one down. And I'll try the glue stick over here. I'm not wild about the glue sticks. I don't know. Sometimes they hold and sometimes they don't. But it is easier to cover a big area with it. So I use them. At least so far. All right. Now close that back up and I'll go ahead and fold this over. And it's not quite matched up there, but it'll be all right. I'd like that to be a little bit straighter up here. I don't know. There we go. There we go. All right, now I'm going to need to trim this off a little bit here. And like I said, I'm not even sure this is going to work this way, but we're going to try it. What the heck? If you never try anything, you never know. All right. And now I'm going to need the little flip-flop pockets like this. And I figured I could use junk mail envelopes for those too. That would give me both sides of it. And they are, well, let's see, my tags are 2 inches. So I need these to be about 2 1/4 inches. Let's see. If I can cut them on here. I'm going to have to glue one side down, I'm sure, but maybe I ought to make them, maybe I ought to make them 2 1/2. Oh, and they need to be by 8, so I'm going to have to mark that. Or let's see, if that's 4 across, I don't want them quite going across. These are, well, these are 4 inches, so I guess I do. All right, so I need this to be 8 inches. And, well, that doesn't matter how big this is across. That's 9. Maybe I better put it down here, make sure I got, well, it's over 8. I don't think I need it that big. So I'm going to cut, I have to cut both ends off anyway to make the pockets. So I'm just going to cut those off. All right. And I'll go ahead and glue those, and then I'm going to measure the other ones by this one. I need 4 of these. Oh, what am I doing? I glued the spot that I needed open. Ah! And it was such good gluing too. All right, I need to glue down here, not down the ends. Okay, and I'm going to glue this down rather than try and tear it off. I never know if it's going to work or not. Let's see if this glues without gluing that. Yes, the glue dried quick enough. Okay. Now I'll mark 4 of them and get those cut. And that's a nice envelope. Maybe I'll save that one for when I need a whole envelope that's nice. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to mark this one a couple of places. And yep, this one will work. I want to mark it a couple of places so I don't cut it uneven. Okay, and that makes 4. All right, I'll put these aside. I don't need those. All right, let's get the guillotine out here again. I better cut the ends off of this before I do the guillotine thing. It's funny how some business-sized envelopes are bigger than other business-sized envelopes. You just never know. All right, let's get that right up there. Chop it. Okay. And I don't like to waste things, but junk mail envelopes are junk mail envelopes. All right, I'll get them all cut and then I'll start gluing them. And then I have to get some decorative paper on them. Oops. Let's cut that a little bit further. I don't know that it would matter, but kind of want them to look even. All right. And one more. I forget, I have to hold this down to get it to cut in the right spot. Okay. All right. All right, now I'm in business. Put that aside. And I need some paper to cover these with. But I also need to glue down the sides. So I'm going to do that first so it can be drying while I pick my papers. I hope I can get a halfway straight line down the side. I don't always. Actually doing fairly well. Okay. There we go. All right, now I could pick papers that would that can fold on both sides of them, or I can cover each side with something different, which I might just decide to do. Oh, these are my open ends down here. Get myself all confused here. Okay, there's the other open end. So I could cover this one totally in this paper, which wouldn't be too bad. I think I might do that. Let me move this out of the way. And I think I'm going to use my art glitter glue on it. Just because I know it will hold. And I just don't trust the glue stick to hold as well. Get it all over there. Okay. And I like to fit it down as close to the edge as I can to save myself trimming. And I think what I'm going to do is score it so it folds over nicely. I bought this nice new ruler. Nice metal ruler. Should work really good for this type of thing. All right. And I definitely need it to be cut off over here, so I'll just get my little blade and cut it. There we go. Worked perfectly. Good. All right. Now I'll fold that over on that. Oh boy. Why isn't even up there? Okay, that'll work, and then I can cut the rest of it off. Somebody said there's a new COVID going around and it's so mild that you won't even notice it hardly. I just figure we're stuck with COVID. Just like the flu, it's going to be a new strain every year because viruses do that. They change so that they can stay alive, and our bodies get antibodies toward them, so it has to change every year so that it can stay alive against the antibodies that we have. I'm not too worried about it anyway. I figure it'll be okay. All right. Let me do this again. All right. There's one. Now it has to be folded in half, but I'm not going to do that till it's dry. because we all know what happens when you do it before it's dry. You end up with problems. Okay, let me see if I can get this closed again. Oh, come on. Well, I will put it over there where I won't touch it until I need it. All right, is this piece going to be big enough? No, not that way. Let's see about this way. No, not that way either. Oh, darn. I wanted to use that one. And this one is just, oh. And I'm tempted to trim that off that little bit so that I can make two out of this one because I have two sides to it. I think I'll do that. I'll just trim a little bit off the ends of all of them so that they're all equal. All right. Away we go. I have a little great-granddaughter that's 3.5, and she's a little bit scary. She, at Christmas time, she was just barely 3, and she got a set of Dr. Seuss books, sat down, opened one up, and read the whole thing. Now, I don't know whether she understands it or not, but she read the whole thing. And she's very smart, very, very, very smart. She counts backwards from 25, and she's just a smart little girl, very intelligent. She's, she doesn't always pay attention when you talk to her, but she's busy looking at everything. She knows everything that's going on around her. So my daughter sent a video the other day, and they must have been eating because it looked like she was in a booster chair at a restaurant, and somebody asked her how old she was, and she held up her 5 fingers and said 5, and her grandma says, "No, you're 3." She shook her head and said, "No, 5. I'm 5 years old." I don't know. Kids. I'm a little concerned about what's going to happen to her when she gets older and into school and she's ahead of everybody and they try and put her ahead, because a lot of times kids that are like that don't end up well-rounded because they're among kids that are older than them sooner than they should be, so they can keep their interest in school. So I don't know. I hope they do a good job with her. She's a cute little girl. Very cute. Of course, all my great-grandkids are cute. All my grandkids are, too. Trouble is, they're all growing up. The youngest one's a sophomore in high school next year, so they're getting old. And the oldest one's in his mid-30s. But they're definitely wonderful, all of them. All right, that worked. So I've got 2 of them covered. And I'm going to cover the other one in this side. Because I can. It's available. That'll give me a different pattern on it. I don't want them necessarily, well, they can all be different. It doesn't matter, and they don't have to be matchy. They don't have to go good together, I don't think, in particular. If I had the right papers, I would do every other one, but unfortunately, my printer isn't working right. I just bought a new printer and it's not printing correctly, which is why I bought it, because the old one wasn't printing correctly, so I don't know. They tried to tell me that it was my internet on the last one, but I can't imagine it's the internet on both of them, but maybe it is. And I just upped my internet so I could do these videos and upload them and go through them and correct them and so forth. So I don't know, maybe I have to go back to a slower internet if that's what it's going to take to get my printer to work. I'm going to have to call HP and see. I've loved all my HP printers, but these last ones have not had much luck with them. So I don't know. All right. That's 3 down and 1 to go. And what am I going to put on this one? I don't particularly want this big. Oh, I think I'll go ahead and use that yellow paper. That'll kind of go. Those are kind of going together, and this will fit in with them. Yep, I'm going to use this one. It'll work out. It will work out. So anyway, what I was saying about this is you can use anything. You can use magazines, newspaper, cardstock, digitals if you have them. You could use construction paper. You could use wrapping paper, any kind of paper you have. I've kind of enjoyed putting some magazine pages into some of my things recently. I've gotten some interesting magazines and put some pages in from them, and I think it adds interest to my journals. All right, I think I probably put that on the wrong side, but it doesn't matter. And I don't know where I got this paper. I've had it forever, so I can't tell you where it came from. These others are digitals that I've downloaded a while ago, so I don't know who they're from either. I would like to give credit, but I just don't know. I downloaded them long before I thought I would do a YouTube channel, and so I didn't keep track of who made the digitals. Okay, let's press this down. And this one I don't think is going to cut off real easy with the razor. It's kind of weird. It doesn't cut well with the cutter either. Sorry to get it out of the way, but I've got to hold it up so I can see where the end of it is. Okay. Okay, and I think I got it a little over on this end, so I need to cut that off too. And now I'm going to cut them all off just slightly to match the well, now that's weird. They're supposed to be the same width. What happened? Huh. Something happened here. Those two are the same. Oh, this one I need to cut paper off of. That's what it is. I didn't cut the edge of it off. Okay, it's not a disaster. Thank goodness. Huh. Well, I could have cut them all down to match anyway, but okay, I wonder if I can cut through all these at the same time. I'm going to put a clip on them. Aren't these cute little clips? I got them in a new hardware store that opened up. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, it opened up in town, and I went to look and see because sometimes they have things that work good for crafts, and I thought these were perfect. Perfect little clamps to hold things. Okay, now, now I need to fold these in half, and I think I am going to score them. So they're just 8.5, so I need to score them at 4 1/4. I'm hoping this will help to fold them so the bulk doesn't get in the way. That worked pretty good. It may be messed up on the inside. No, it's not too bad. There's a little bump right there, but not bad. Okay. So we got that one. I still need to close this knife down there. It finally went. All right, let's score this one in half. At 4 1/4. Well, that one's not quite 8.5 either. We'll do it a little less than 4 1/4. All right. Let's see how this one did. Oh, that's going well. That did good. Okay, and the last one. And I didn't trim this one off. For some reason, I must have trimmed it off the other end. Oh well, it will not make a big difference. Yep. Now, if I want them all to be the same, I can guillotine them, and I may do that. I'm not always a perfectionist, but sometimes it comes to me. All right, let's see here. That one's 4 inches each way. So let's see if I can do 4 inches on this. Okay. All right, those two are good. That was a thick one. All right, and the last one. 4 inches. Boy, they were all over the place, weren't they? I thought I had them measured. Obviously, I did not. Now, I would like to very quickly ink them. At least a little bit. And I'm using Scorched Timber, which I ordered from Amazon because I couldn't find it in any of the stores while I was on vacation and I wanted it. So I ordered it from Amazon. Good old Amazon. I don't need to do the creases inside because they won't be seen. They're going to be glued. And I'll just do the ends here. Does anybody have any wonderful plans for the summer? I am through traveling for the year, I have to say. I think my daughter wants me to come back to her place for Christmas, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. That needs to be trimmed off just a touch right there. There we go. By Christmas, I may have changed my mind that it's not terrible going somewhere again, but I don't think I'll go anywhere for that long again. 7.5 weeks is just too much. Too much to be away from home. If I'd been with my husband, it would have been okay. When he was alive, we would go places sometimes for that long, and that was okay. And I was with family the whole time, so that it wasn't like I was alone, but it's not the same thing. It's just not the same thing. Okay. Do a little bit in here. All right. Now, we get this base piece here. And like I said, I don't know whether it's going to work the way I want it to or not, but I'm going to see how I want these on here. Which one I want on top, which one next. I think I want this one on the bottom. So it's going to be this way. And this one's going to be this way. You see, you put them every other one the other direction. Like I said, I'm not sure this is going to work the way I want it to. I may have to cut my tags down that I made for these. Cut them down a little bit shorter, but we'll see. All right. So what I'm going to do is take these off, and the first thing I'm going to do is glue this top one on. And the only place I'm going to put glue is right down the bend here. Just right down here. I don't want glue anywhere but right there. And I'm going to put it right up against the top and hold that together for a minute. Oh, I should have probably inked the base piece too, and I didn't do that. So I'll do it a little bit now. I'm holding on to that. If you don't ink, don't worry about it. It's a personal choice. And you don't have to do it. I like the ink. I think it gives it some definition, but like I said, you don't have to ink. All right. I think that's glued on good. Okay, now, this is the part that I don't know whether it'll work or not. I'm going to put one under here. And I was going to try and leave this part open to hold a big tag, and I don't know whether that's going to work or not. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens here. I want to make sure I should have marked these where I wanted them. All right, this one's going to be down here. And this one is going to be here, because I want them spaced fairly evenly apart. They don't have to be perfect. I don't think anything in junk journaling is perfect, but I do like them to be spaced about equal. That looks about right, and I think I will get my pencil, and I put it right there, and mark where this one needs to be there, and this one needs to be here, and the bottom one, of course, will be at the bottom, so that should be easy. Okay, and here. I don't think this is going to work the way I wanted it to. I was going to try and glue this just on the one part. Well, we can try it. What the heck? You'll never know unless you try, right? And if it doesn't work, then we don't have a big secret pocket there. Oh, where's my mark? Where's my mark? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to try and just keep that glued right there so it glues on that side. If it'll still flip open on this side, we'll be in business. Right. Well, we'll have to see when we get it done. All right, and then this one was going to be next. And I marked it. I didn't put the yellow one down far enough for that mark. Worked for that one. Okay. I'm getting a big wad of dried glue on the end of my needle here. Okay. Let's hold that up there a minute and let it set for just a minute. And the final one. I guess it doesn't matter which way I put it. Put my glue down the middle. And put this over here on it. Get it even on the bottom. Now the test will be to whether we can still get in, well, that's not dry yet. Get it caught in there and get it dried, and we'll see if we can get into that middle part for a pocket. If not, it was a good try. So while that's setting, let's see how these tags are going to work in here. If I'm going to have to cut some of the off the bottom. Now I made my tags out of blank index cards. And they should have fit. Oh, thought I had them measured right. I'm going to have to chop a little bit off of each one of these, I think. Yep, they're going to need to be cut a little bit. Well, like I said, if at first you don't succeed, you need to try again. And that's what I'm doing. This will work in the end. It will. I'll make it work. That's the way I am. I'm stubborn. All right. I'm just going to cut a little sliver off the sides. Off both sides of this. Let's see if that works. That one must have too much glue or something in it. It's just not doing what it should do there. Okay. Now I got it open. Let's see if it fits. I need to cut a little bit more. I need to cut a little bit more off. I think I need them about 2 1/4 inches. Let's see if that works. Yes, that works much better. All right. So, bring over my scrap box and do the bottom corners again. Oh, that one turned out really good. Okay. I don't know how I mismeasured so good, but I did. Make sure this one's going to fit. Okay, that one fits. So round the bottom corners again. I think the top tabs are okay. I'm not going to have time to do everything I wanted to do with these. I was going to embellish them all, but I don't imagine we'll have time to embellish everything. Maybe a little bit, but not all of it. Okay, can I do 2 at a time? Let's try. If I can do 2 at a time, I can get done twice as fast. Okay, and the corners again. Round those bottom corners. It really does help them go in the pockets easier. Oh, and I should have looked before I did that to see how far they're going to stick out, because, okay, they're good. They're good. If they stuck out too far, I'd have to cut them off a little bit so that they would, the pockets would close over. All right, 2 at a time again. Try and get them even here. All right. Okay. Last ones. Last two. And the last one now. Oh, that one's not working well. Why not? Actually, it did do okay, I guess. Didn't sound like it did, but it did. Okay, that's fine. As long as it works. Get all my scraps out of here. Okay, now, the idea is to put a tag in each pocket. And you've got journaling space on the back. And I made these, like I said, I made them out of index cards, plain index cards, and just to back them so that they're a little stiffer than the paper would have been. I like my tags to be stiff enough to stay in. Is that going to work? Oh, that didn't stay glued. Oh, come on. Well, heck. I'm just going to cut a sliver off of that one. Did I not cut it? Oh, that one might have missed the boat. I don't know how that happened, but it's not the right size. And these should be re-inked, but I'm not going to bother right now. Okay. Well, do my bottom rounding. That one does not want to cut those. So I guess I'll just do it by hand. All right. There we go. And this one down here, I don't want to put the same kind of tag in it that the material is the paper's made out of. I guess it wouldn't matter because you don't see them that much, but all right, let's get that one down in there. And then we're going to put it over like this and this and this. Of course, you can always fold them over the other way if you want. And yeah, this didn't stay open. So we'll just glue it together. It didn't work. Sometimes the best laid plans don't work. I was hoping, but I also had my doubts because of the fact that the glue has to go right along there. Okay, now let's put this one in here. If I can get it open. Oh no, the whole thing's coming off. I'll re-glue it in a second. Okay. This whole thing needs to be re-glued on here. Okay. And I think I'll put this tag in this one. And since that other one didn't work, this one isn't going to work either, and I might as well just glue this while I'm here. Glue this inner pocket shut. And put some more glue along here so it'll stick well. And I'll put a tag in here. Oops. Put it in the right way. Well, that glued shut at the top for some reason. Glue oozed out and it closed it. Okay, there we go. And the last one, I'm going to put this one in. Now my idea for this is that it'll be in a pocket in my journal. And I see here. It's kind of bulky, but it's not too bad. And I plan on doing some embellishing here. Let me grab a journal and show you how it would fit. I may not have a pocket available. That's what I've been trying to do, is make ephemera for these journals. Well, it could fit into a side tuck like this if you wanted it to. It could fit in there, but I was thinking more of a pocket along the bottom, and I don't think I have one in here that's not taken up with something. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to make a pocket, put it across, and have that there. You could also fix it so it could be, you could fasten it down, fasten it with something around it this way. That might be a cute idea. Maybe I'll make another video with doing that, but I don't want this one to be too long. So that's my flip-flop pockets. And where'd my prototype go? Well, it was here a minute ago. I kind of like the prototype. I made it with this paper I got from Temu. There it is. There's my prototype. And I will be decorating this one and using it also, because I need to make another tag for that pocket. But I do like the idea of having those. And I'll put this in a different journal. So maybe in the next journal or the next video, I'll show you how I decorate it and do something to fasten it so that it doesn't flip and flop open like this one's doing. So this is Camille from my Junk Journal Heaven, and thank you for coming to watch my video, and please come back, like and subscribe, and have a good day. Thank you.